Dragon Ball Gekishin Squadra has been going strong for 3 seasons, but now it's time for a new beginning. Season 4 of Gekishin Squadra also brings with it some great news. We will be celebrating its half anniversary during the start of this season, so you can expect something exciting. With this new season comes new characters, and I'm going to try to predict what DLC might be revealed later this week. So, let's get it started. Let's take a look at the original characters that were playable by launch. It features a total of 22 characters, with an overwhelming majority being that of Damage with 10 characters, Tank with 6 characters, and Technical with 6 characters as well. The DLC that we have gotten so far has given us a total of 9 playable characters, 5 of them being Damage, 2 of them being Tanks, and 2 of them being Technical. We can use this and see that the game very much is pushing towards having much more Damage characters than the other 2 roles. But for these predictions, you never know, so let's get into it. Given that we assume this season, like all previous, will release 3 premium characters, there are far too many characters for me to perfectly guess all 3. So I'm going to give myself 6 guesses just to increase my odds of being right about any of them. I have a feeling that the first character reveal would be a Technical. If that were the case, I think it would make sense to start off with a Super Saiyan God Goku as the first Technical Goku in the game. I don't necessarily know what his kit would consist of, but I feel this way specifically because of the move he used against Broly to bind him in place during the DBS Broly movie. He also could be very mobile, targeting an enemy and pushing them around the map with a Bardock-like skill. But this isn't just some regular season, it's the half anniversary, so even though they have been inflating it a lot recently, the damage roll is what sells right now. So, I think, contrary to what I just said, it could very well be a damage character to start off with, and that character would be none other than Gogeta. Whether it be a Super Gogeta or Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, I feel either one has a very good shot at being the headlining character for the season. They already used one of their heavy hitters last season, with Vegito being the first character of Season 3, so I honestly don't know exactly what system the producers are going by when they're doing character releases. I'm leaning more towards Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta than Super Gogeta, just because it would switch it up a little bit in terms of character diversity, but since one of the producers for this game is Toshi, who worked on Dragon Ball Legends previously, they might adopt the way in which Legends did. DBL would always release the fusions in order. For example, the first Ultra character was Super Gogeta, which was then followed up 6 months later by a Super Vegito, then 6 months later a Super Saiyan Blue Gogeta, then a Super Saiyan Blue Vegito, so on and so forth. So, though I don't necessarily think it would be best for it to be like this, Super Gogeta could be featured as the headliner as well. I'm not going to go too in-depth with predicting their skills, you guys can do that in the comments. Also, if you're enjoying the video so far, consider subscribing and leaving a like. For the next character in Damage, I feel like this is much too early for him. He's hype enough to be the anniversary headliner, but we could likely see a Super Saiyan 2 Gohan in Season 4. I imagine him to be a flashy attacker who could blitz around his enemies and very well could have powerful counter and a devastating ultimate. Assuming it's Gohan, he probably would be broken in this game. My final guess for Damage is none other than a transforming Goku Black. He's quite popular, so I think he's worthy of being the headliner for a half anniversary. I could have seen this guy being a tank, but since Zamasu is already one, instead, I believe he could be a very potent attacker that gets stronger as he takes hits, filling up his gauge to release powered up attacks afterwards. He could also have a very unique passive where if he's near a Zamasu of any type, he gains whatever assortment of buffs the devs deem necessary. I think this would be the best case scenario in terms of headlining characters for this season that's coming up. So next is my second Technical pick. I think a Janemba would be very cool. When I think of a Technical character, he fits the bill perfectly. He has so many odd techniques that obstruct his enemies, like the portals he often uses and him being able to pixelize himself. His moves can also be very versatile. Like Piccolo, he can stretch out his arm, but instead of pulling himself, he could pull in or push out the enemy. That would be very annoying to have to deal with, and just like Kid Gohan, I think he would be able to fit in a super attack that sets him into an enraged state, completely changing his moveset and wielding the Demon Sword. This would be a way cooler than most of the things the other Technical characters are doing right now. And finally, for the Tank pick, I don't necessarily think a tank is needed this season, but just in case the 3 characters fit into each role this season, I'll have to pick someone. I'm not sure who could be featured here, but thinking about it, Super Saiyan Goku from the Revenge of Cooler movie would be very interesting. I believe he would fit in perfectly with this role. Being a character that dominantly takes hits and gives shields to his allies, he could be a force to be reckoned with. A super attack that could deal some great damage, that would be very cool. I would love to see that. So, those were my predictions for Season 4 of Gekishin Squadra. Let me know what you think in the comments. What other characters would you like to see? If you enjoyed, be sure to subscribe because I'm going to keep making Dragon Ball content like this, so I'll see you guys in the next one.